What's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 favorite foundations for oily skin. I know this is named my top 5 favorite foundations for oily skin, but I did include one more because it was kind of hard for me to narrow it down to just 5. So I'm going to start off, and I'm not doing this in any particular order. I'm just showing you whatever I pick up first. And the first one I happened to pick up was my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This foundation is super mattifying. It does say that it's a demi matte finish, but this is a straight up matte finish. If you have like combination skin, I feel like you won't even need a powder with this. Even me, sometimes I have oily skin. I do still get pretty oily around this area. Sometimes I don't even need a powder with this foundation because that's how matte it is. It does have a nice coverage as well, which is good because I know in the summertime some of us don't like to go on with layers and layers of foundation. So with this one, you would be good with just like one layer of it with a beauty blender, with a brush, and you'll be good to go. It does not have SPF though, so it's probably not the best if you are looking for something quick because you will still have to apply SPF underneath. But it is a really nice matte drugstore foundation. Next one I have is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint, which I feel is similar to the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is also in a squeeze out form. It is a velvet matte foundation, so it has a nice creamy consistency, but it does mattify a lot. Another foundation that I feel like I don't need a powder with it. This one I never ever wear powder with it. And I like this one again because it has a medium to fuller coverage. Even though it says that it's a skin tint, it's a full coverage foundation. It covers everything. It's lightweight, and the good thing about this one is that it has SPF 30. So if you're looking for something quick on the go, this would be probably the best bet. So I'm realizing that I'm picking these up in order from like super matte to more natural matte. But the next one that I'm going to show you is another really mattifying foundation, and it's the Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation. I did a full review and demo on this foundation. I think I've done a review and demo for all of these, but this is another really matte foundation. If you have very oily skin, I would suggest any of the 3 that I just mentioned. Like I said, this is a liquid powder foundation, so when you put it on, it is a liquid consistency, but when it dries up like a powder, which I feel like is the reason why this foundation tends to oxidize. It does have a medium to full coverage, and it is also a more lightweight foundation. This one, again, you can use it with a beauty blender or with a brush, and it's gonna give you a nice coverage either way. With this one, I would suggest maybe going a shade or 2 lighter, just because, like I said, it does oxidize. It's weird, it gets darker, but then towards the end of the day, it kind of like changes color. I don't know, but yeah. Next one up is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and this foundation is such an inexpensive foundation, and it does a great job. Very comparable to foundations that are in Sephora or like other high-end stores. As it says, it's matte and poreless. I do feel like it is mattifying. Poreless, you know, I still go in with a pore minimizing primer, but it is a nice foundation for oily skin. I do sometimes still go in with a powder with this one, but it is still overall a really nice foundation. It has more of a natural matte finish rather than like intense matte like the other 3 that I just mentioned. But yeah, it's a nice foundation, nice coverage, and I think it's like $6, and they have a ton of colors to choose from. And the next one I'm going to talk about is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation, and I've been gravitating towards this one a lot more. Honestly, the main reason to that, the applicator. It is just so easy to apply, so quick. I know a lot of people don't like this foundation because of the applicator, but I just feel like it's a lot easier, and I personally like it. So it does have a natural matte finish, and this is a pretty full coverage foundation. Even though this is a natural matte finish, I feel like this foundation can still work for people who have, you know, drier skin types because of the fact that it's natural matte. If it was something like the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, I would maybe suggest, you know, skipping on it. But this one, I feel like, you know, people who have normal to maybe drier skin can use this one, maybe with a really nice moisturizing primer or mixed in with a liquid illuminator. And I know that was already 5, but I had to mention just one more. I could not narrow it down to just 5. but it is my Lancome Teint II 24-hour foundation, and this is another natural matte finish foundation with amazing coverage, but I do feel like it can work for people who have drier skin types. And I've watched reviews on this foundation where the person who's reviewing the foundation has more dry skin and they still love it. So this is just a great overall foundation. I just had to recommend it because I do feel like it looks amazing on pretty much any skin type, but it is a natural matte finish. So it's, you know, another foundation that's good for the oily skin folks out there. This does have an SPF of 15, which is good because it is summertime. I still suggest going in with a little bit more sunscreen though, because I feel like SPF 15 is not enough, but you know, it's good to know that the foundation does have SPF. All in all, I love this foundation. It's probably my favorite foundation that I've ever tried. But yeah, those are all the foundations that I have to share with you guys. For this video, I did want to focus on foundations that are, you know, more for people who have oily skin because that's a skin type that I have. But I have gotten a few requests to do an updated top 5 drugstore foundations. So let me know in the comment section if you would like to see that. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any further questions about any of the foundations that I mentioned, make sure to leave it in the comment section and I will get back to you. I will also leave foundation reviews and demos for the foundations that I just mentioned right now, and that's pretty much all I have for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you on my next one.